Welcome to Mic Check Waifu Waifu.
Check. Mic check, waifu, King Teliano. Is that you?
And 282, is that you?
This is episode 282, a palindrome of Mic Check Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Patreon. Patreon.com/Mic Check Waifu is where you can get early access to the video version of this podcast. This is where you can get access to the Patreon exclusive podcast, the After Stories, where you can get access to this bonus episode we're going to do where we commentate episode 1 of Mic Check Waifu. It's going to be a lot of fun. And the pre-show. Make sure you check out the pre-show. Because funny enough, as I was going to our Patreon producers, shout out to Patreon producers, names coming soon, there was a comment on our last week's pre-show that we didn't read this week. So let's check it out. It's from our guy, Rob Stone. He says, I've never put sugar in my tea here, just milk and English code. This context, this is about the pre-show that we had last week. So if you're not a Patreon producer and you don't have access to the pre-show, you won't understand this comment, but I'm going to read this comment here because we didn't do it in the pre-show. He said, I never put sugar in my tea, just milk and English breakfast tea or fruit teas neat. That said, I think even our iced teas wouldn't count as sweet by American standards. I only add honey to regular tea. And if I got a sore throat, interesting. Okay. Honey, if you got a sore throat. Interesting. Okay. And looking forward to the gaming podcast when it comes. I've been playing smaller games recently, like Little Guardsman, which I like the comedic Papers, Please, and Potionomics for some chill potion making, card game haggling, and some relationship building. Loving the debate on Ash and Batman. I'm with Tell. Ash is a Looney Tune character. Then the rules of physics don't apply to him. I guess that's true. I guess that's a good point. Check out the pre-show for 281 if you're a Patreon supporter for context on that. Thank you, Rob Stone, for commenting on the pre-shows. Those are always fun. Anyway, shout out to the Patreon producers that keep the lights on every single week of Mic Check Waifu. Thank y'all so much for supporting us. It means the world to us. Shout out to Christian, the archivist. Dad. He's not my dad. Rob from DadNeedsToTalk podcast. Fear. Glazed Jams, Ked the Pro from Chaotic Culture Podcast, explicitly all for one Matt, Mazor Ultor, Monique Williams, Sensei, Phrozen, Rob Stone, and last but certainly not least, our guy, TMoneyFingers, fingers. All right. It's a big show for y'all today because this is, as you can see, if you're watching the video version of this podcast, Navi got our coat on. We can finally start talking winter anime because it's coming. Winter is here.
It's not cold outside at all.
No, well, we're in Texas, but shout out to moms and them up north.
Freezing 29 degrees or something like that.
That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, we're going to discuss the winter preview. This is the winter preview episode for 2025. We got a lot to discuss there, including the communities. Join the Discord, discord.miccheckwaifuwaifu.com, so you could be a part of the future conversations we have there. We got a lot of comments over there in Discord. Before we get into that, I gotta ask Tell, how you feeling?
I am well. So as I told Polo in the pre-show, my parents will be in town this week. Literally tomorrow, my parents will be in town. So the day before you listen to this, if you listen to this on release day, and basically they are super excited, and they've actually come out to see us for Christmas for years. Since I lived in North Carolina, and I think they maybe came to Florida once. But they visit us for Christmas in every state we've lived in, and it's a bit of a tradition at this point. But how you doing, Brolo? What's good over there?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Ready to get this anime preview started, Tell. Starting off with that, what's your episode of the week this week?
I was torn I'm not gonna lie to you. I had kind of like 3 that was kicking me in my chest. I'm just gonna go down the list and I'm gonna tell you which one I actually chose though.
Just pick one, man. Don't cheat.
I'm gonna pick one. But I'm telling you which one I'm choosing. I'm telling you the ones I'm not choosing. I was looking at Bluebox. I was like, damn, that was a really good episode, bro. And then I was looking at Tying Out the Amagami Sisters. I was like, God damn, this show is getting really good. And then it was Reincarnated Aristocrat. And I was like, yes, that's episode of the week. Mm-hmm. Because it constantly delivers. And had me in that heartfelt moment, especially, well, spoilers talk. I'll bring that there. But yeah, man, Reincarnated Aristocrat, another phenomenal episode and a great finale.
There's no reason for me to give an episode of the week this week. You covered all 3. So
I only gave one.
To the Discord episode of the week.
Which one did you choose? You ain't even choose one.
Either way, either one of those was fine. We'll just call it that. Yeah. Okay. So episode of the week this week for Discord is unironically a tie.
What was that?
Wait, is it a tie? Let me just make sure here. You got to make sure. Yeah, no, I think it was a tie between You Are Miss Servant and Reincarnated as an Aristocrat. Yep. Which
is another good episode.
Interesting stuff. Okay. So again, as I stated earlier in this podcast episode, this is the winter preview episode. So we will be covering the winter anime. Next week will be the wrap of the fall season anime, as well as our review of Demon Lord 2099. So if you're a part of that, make sure you check the Discord for a thread that has our review scale in it and use that review scale to rate Demon Lord 2099 if you're watching it with us there. It'll be a thread posted there for you to post your reviews and we'll share them on the show next week. And that's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to closing out this fall season. It feels like this fall season dragged so long.
This has legitimately been one of the least fun seasons we've had in a while, bro.
Yeah.
Especially coming off of hyping up almost like a year's worth of seasons for sure. Like at least 12 months straight of really good seasons or unexpectedly good seasons even to this. You know what I mean?
The first half of it was great, all because of ReZero.
Mm-hmm.
That alone carried it, along with Reincarnated as Aristocrat, obviously, carried it through 8 weeks. So, I mean, with having that was kind of what made this so exciting, because we got to have ReZero talks and shit that was just so fun.
Top of the line.
Yeah, that just made it so much more fun than normal. But everything else was so subpar. Even the stuff we thought that was going to be better than it ended up being. So surprising how bad it turned out to be, actually. But we're going to save that for next week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so as we normally do, we start off with the listeners' previews of the winter season. They kept it short and sweet this season, which is interesting. But
so is everybody picking the same sleeper?
Good stuff. You ready? You got the notes ready, by the way?
Yeah, I'm in my notes right now.
Perfect. So try to keep up with everybody's sleepers. The most anticipated is not so much just their sleepers, just so we can revisit them as we do during the season. But here we go. We starting off with CrystalLight, one of our Patreon supporters. She's supported us for a very, very long time and been here quite a while. I do want to thank her so much for watching Shama Show. She watched Sama Show and she left her thoughts on it. So I'm gonna just share that. She said, now that I've binged the whole thing, just curious to see if anybody. Oh no, before that, she said, what did she say? Oh, she dropped it in Anime Talk. I don't want to scroll up and find it because it was a long conversation.
Hold up, no.
You found it?
No, let me look for it. Finally starting Sama Show. I've been called. Okay.
What was her thoughts? She watched it. I'm so glad she did, because that was
okay. She said this: I finished the show. I hate y'all for making me watch this. Polo said, did you like it though? What you think? She said, I liked it way more than I thought I would. It's an interesting way to discuss a very heavy topic. I was good until the last 2 episodes. It was different from the Climatic Cry because this one felt more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did she give more?
She did say that there's a live action on Netflix, I believe, of Sama show. And I was wondering if any of us was going to watch it. And I said, you know what? I might actually make my wife sit down and watch it with me. I think that'll be an interesting watch we could do.
I agree. That would be worth it. But I 100% understand. You know what I mean? Like, that show kicked me in my chest 4 times. It was,
again, I say this all the time. It was top 3 this fall, for sure. Easily for me. I mean, and it wasn't 3. I'm gonna just say that now. All right. And then starting off with Crystal, she says that I'll put in our forums, it's 2025 Winter Anime Preview. So this is the time. Winter is coming, even though it's already been here. Drop your most anticipated shows. Drop 1 sleeper pick for the fall, for the winter season. And then Crystal says, the caps for 1 will never not be funny to me. First, let's send a positive energy that our sleepers are better than the fall. Now, with that being said, her most anticipated is it's obvious the returning of Apothecary Diaries. Well said, Crystal. And then her sleeper is very Crystal. Every time Crystal picks a sleeper, it's usually good except for fall. That's how you know fall is bad, when her sleeper is bad. But
I mean, is it the reason we watched Apothecary Diaries? Or no, was it?
She's the reason. I'm not sure if that was her sleeper though.
Yeah,
that's a good question. Remind us, Crystal, what your sleeper was on the season that Apothecary Diaries came out. But HoneyLemonSoda is actually her sleeper, which is a good one. All right. Moving on to one of the producers, our guy. Shout out to Mazor Ultor. He says, most anticipated, Solo Leveling. Sleeper. Can you keep a secret?
No.
That's all he dropped. Simple enough. Kilo.
That's perfect.
Kilo, this is funny. This actually made me laugh out loud when I read it. He said his most anticipated is Sakamoto Days, and his sleeper is Ubel Blatt. And then he also says in parentheses, I got to redeem myself from Trillion Game Pick.
Yo. I don't know if Kilo heard about me talking about that after I caught up with it. I watched like one more episode after that little like 4 or 5 episodes. It was like 4 episode binge. It is garbage. And I'm so sorry that you picked that one, bro. I am so sorry.
That one was rough. Everybody's sleeper picks was kind of rough, except for those who picked 365 Days to the Wedding. That one was pretty good too. TMoneyFingers, another Patreon producer, he says, most anticipated, Apothecary Diaries. My sleeper, Flower and Asura.
Flower Asura?
Flower and Asura.
Flower and Asura.
Yeah. He said this season looks stacked with a bunch of stuff that will be really fun. And he said, also, this looks like a wild show. And he does the info bot for our Discord for S Rank Monster. I don't know what that is. We're gonna get into that when we get into our picks or into our breakdown of the 2025 Winter Anime Preview. Our guy BoomBoxB, he says, BoomBoxB says most anticipated Sakamoto Days, and his sleeper is Tasokare Hotel. Tasokare Hotel. Hope I said that right.
I hope so. We're gonna find out in a minute. And our another Patreon producer, All For One Matt, who coined the term "All That Matters" for next week. We'll be talking about that. He says the most anticipated is Ubel Blatt. Okay, his most anticipated. So you know a little bit of something about it. And he said his sleeper is I Have a Crush at Work. And then his most anticipated returning, I like the way he did this, is Solo Leveling Season 2. Yeah. I mean, we all happy for that one.
Yeah. Well said. Okay. So Christian the Archivist, another obviously Patreon producer, he says, most anticipated returning Solo Leveling Season 2. His sleeper is I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. What a title.
Hey, we getting out of there.
And he said his most anticipated is I'm living with an otaku neat Konoichi. That sounds interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that
title.
That name is going on the list for sure.
Let's see here. The net. That's where the side conversation comes from between TMoneyFingers, Crystal. Aha! Dad Needs to Talk podcast says winter is upon us again. 2025 is looking like a potentially historic year across all media. Most anticipated, Sakamoto Days. I love this manga, and the art and the action is top notch. I just hope that the anime can deliver on the fights, because the trailers have not given us much confidence. Oh no, that's scary. His sleeper, Medalist. He says, I'm always down to try out a new sports series. Interesting.
I'm with you. I think if it looks good, I'm gonna give it a try with you, bro.
I'll listen on Dad Needs to Talk podcast on what he thinks about that one. He says, side note, we are getting some All Noah Zero stuff after 10 years since it ended. A new OVA and a compilation movie with new animations. It might be fun to revisit the series after all these years. Talk to him, Dad Needs to Talk. That is the only mecha that deserves this treatment. The only. I said it and I mean it. Okay.
It's okay. It's a bottom tier mecha, but
nope,
it's cool.
You ain't even seen it.
That's cap.
If you watched it, you wouldn't. There's no way you of all people would say that.
It's literally the second worst mecha I've ever watched in my life.
That's okay. All right. I don't believe you've seen it.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Because there's no way.
That was rage bait. I'm just joking.
You almost got antagonists. Speaking of, people loved your antagonist Hunter x Hunter section.
Oh, my bad.
We're going to get into that a little bit later. TCB, our guy, says 2025 already looking to be one hell of a year, even before we had all those announcements over the past couple of days. It said my current winner list is pretty small for what I usually have so far. Probably going to see what y'all recommend first before I add more. But he says his most anticipated is Sakamoto Days, Dr.Stone Science Future, My Happy Marriage Season 2, 100 Girlfriends Season 2, this may be a binge, Neat Konoichi, Guild Receptionist, and then he says my sleeper, thinking towards HoneyLemonSoda. Could be a strong romance we get our hands on next season. The preview looked pretty good. And don't worry, I'll be watching Solo Leveling Season 2 too. Good. Season 1 did enough for me to keep watching, but I'm hoping for more that Season 1 lacked. Yeah, you're definitely going to get more that Season 1 lacked. I was shocked that I like what Season 1 did with extending some characters. But with that came kind of like the detriment of progressing a little bit faster than I thought they were for Season 1. But I do think the characterization they gave in Season 1 was totally worth it. So I'm looking forward to what Season 2 is going to be. Okay.
And really quick, I do want to say this about TCB.
Mm-hmm.
This is the whole point of the podcast. Like you said, probably going to see what y'all recommend first before I add more. That's why we're here.
That's exactly what we do this for sure. Okay. So Fear says, Patreon producer, he says, most anticipated shows? Unnamed Memory. Will they be able to redeem themselves?
I hope so.
Extremely curious. You know, Fear, I feel the exact same way you do. We were as disappointed as all of us were as a community of Season 1. I'm extremely curious to see what Apothecary Diaries Season 2 does. Unnamed Memory, sorry. His next thing is, most anticipated is Apothecary Diaries, and then Dr.Stone, and then Sakamoto Days. He said he got to see the hype. I know, me too. He says, I'm getting married to a girl in my class. That's another one that he's most anticipated. And his sleeper pick is actually Medaka Kuroiwa. Yeah, there it is. It's Impervious to My Charm. I think, is that is the English title for that one the one TCB mentioned?
Medaka, yeah. Hold on.
Where something married my classmate or some shit like that. That may be different. I don't know. But Medaka Kuroiwa is Impervious to My Charm. He said, I thought this season would offer more, but it looks kind of light. A good precursor to a heavy spring. Heavy is in all caps.
Yeah, I mean, that is a possibility, but I'm not going to lie to you. With the stuff that we already know is returning for this season, if anything random turns out to be good, it's going to be an extra thick season.
Yeah. Fear also says, TCB says, I can't wait for spring. Like, God damn. And then Fear says, same here. Fire Force is calling me. It's calling us. Remember, we're doing a Fire Force rewatch together as a community. We'll announce that at a later date. Okay. Rob J come through on his thread and says, that Can You Keep a Secret joint looks really good. And he says, for me, I'm waiting for Dr.Stone and Apothecary Diaries to be dubbed and done. Or done and dubbed. But he says, great ones. But he says, my most anticipated is Soul Leveling, Sakamoto Days. Most hyped anime since Chainsaw Man. Dr. Detective. And then Can You Keep a Secret? And then he says, My Happy Marriage. All very good anticipated shows. Like probably our list to a T. And then he says the sleeper is going to be Salary Man in Another World. It looks pretty interesting and it gives me campfire cooking vibes a little bit. Campfire cooking was fire.
It was, man.
It was so good.
I just want the food. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That shit was so good. It was so good. All right, let's slide over to Bluesky. Make sure you follow us on Mike Check waifu.bluesky.social, which they have to like shorten that somehow. But this comes from James, aka at spinj15.bluesky.social. He says, I know it's sleepers, but my most anticipated is Fate Strange Fake.
Strange Fake?
Yep. And then his sleeper is Zenshu, which I didn't even know it was a Fate Strange Fake, a Fate series show coming out. That's interesting. And then, last but certainly not least, our guy, Rob Stone. He has a few comments here, so if you don't
on YouTube,
on YouTube.
Rob Stonious
says, that's going to be his new nickname now. Rob Stonious says that I wish I could talk Bluebox with you, but spoilers. He said, looking forward to your opinion on the next few weeks on one of the two, in my opinion, best girls who joins the supporting cast. What? Our relationship offers a parallel argument to Tsunatsu's and Taki's argument of no distractions. Interesting. I probably should have not read that, but
man, I swear to God.
Moving on, he says, my most anticipated is Sakamoto Days. The manga is fun, lighthearted, take on John Wick if his family didn't die. And then he says the sleeper is Zenshu. Not
how
hard.
You spell that?
Not Zenshu is ZENSHU.
Okay, I spelled it right.
He says not heard of it before, but it looks like it could be a neat isekai mixed with tones of look back, which I enjoy watching the other week. What's look back?
Hear me out. This sleeper list is actually kind of diverse.
Is it really?
It is, brother. It's pretty diverse.
Interesting.
Y'all, most of y'all have picked something different, and there's very few repetitions here. So
what I'm gonna do is right now though is I'm gonna tweet, even though we don't use Twitter no more. I'm gonna tweet our guy because we got to get his every week. Phrozen, to see if he makes it in time by the time. You got your sleeper for winter and most anticipated for us. We're recording now. Got to get his. Always got to get Frozen's. Okay. All right. It looks like we got our response from our guy Phrozen, our Patreon producer, our homie. He says, man, I fuck with y'all heavy. Been on the move. I thought I was too late, but his sleeper pick is actually Ubel Blatt.
So yeah, Ubel Blatt, and also Phrozen. You know, you never too late for us, bro.
Yeah, man.
But that's what is that the second one from the list?
That's the second one, Ubel Blatt. Yeah, I mean, we already read the description of Ubel Blatt by the time I input this question, but yeah, that's a good one. But his most anticipated is obviously the most popular, Sakamoto Days. So I'm looking forward to seeing what all the hype is about.
Yeah, it keeps getting talked about, but I mean, from what I've seen from manga panels, it looks like it might be good, but it also looks like it might be comedy, a little bit too lighthearted. I don't know, bro. I don't know what to expect, but I'm in there. I'll see what it's about.
It's a big mix of a bunch of stuff. It looks like I'm hoping the character is likable, more likable than the others, because that's all I need. All I need is likable characters. Be better than Undead Unluck. That's all I need.
And some decent story, hopefully, maybe some decent world building.
Exactly. Appreciate you, Phrozen. We're gonna always make sure we get you in here, no matter what, dog. Appreciate that. Now, without further ado, let's take a look. Yes. Without further ado, let's do further and do what we do and cover the winter anime for the hosts of My Check Waifu at King Teliano and at Polo Born Fla. Now, starting off with the most anticipated, Tel.
Yeah.
Easy to say that Solo Leveling Season 2, Arise from the Shadow, is going to be airing in 12 days from the time we're recording this, which is going to be 9 days by the time you guys are hearing this, which is fun. I said it earlier, but I think the Season 2 is going to be what justifies the hype that Solo Leveling has been receiving for the past, I don't know what, almost decade since it came out.
And here's the thing though, and this is obvious bias, but I almost feel like it don't even need justification, but it's about to be justified.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it's because we already know it's going to be justified. But I know that there were people who were feeling invalidated after watching season 1, although you and I were probably like, yo, that was good.
Great.
Because there was so much context, so much story building, world building, everything that I feel like we talk about, we rant about was there.
Yeah.
But now it's about to throw in that heat that everyone's been looking for. On top of the story building, you know what I mean? I feel like it's about to give you that full package. This next part, which I can't say too much. I don't want to say too much.
No, don't say too much.
But you know, most anticipated easily.
And then there's A1 Pictures. Come on, man.
A1 since day one.
A1 Pictures is so good. Sakamoto Days is definitely a most anticipated for us both because of the fact that it does receive so much conversation, so much hype. Sakamoto Days is done by TMS Entertainment Studios, which they've done Dr.Stone. They're also doing Dr.Stone next season, final season, which is scary because it's in reference to what DadNeedsToTalk said. The previews of the animation that they've seen hasn't been, didn't look as good as it could be. The reason being for that is because probably they're also doing Dr.Stone final season.
Yeah.
So resources probably scaled to that. It's kind of
using their best animators on that one. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's kind of nerve wracking to think about because they also got Spirit Chronicles season 2. They're doing that one suffered because their main focus is Bluebox. They done Bluebox as well. So Bluebox is gorgeous. It's beautiful.
Oh my God.
It looks wonderful.
Bluebox does that movie quality thing where everything is constantly moving, like the background images, like the people moving in the background. There's no man, Bluebox is top tier.
Bluebox is going to be in the spoiler half of the show for those who are unaware. But yeah, so I was thinking Spirit Chronicles season 2 definitely suffered because of that, I believe.
Yeah.
But it's kind of scary for Sakamoto Days to be a part of that same ground because we know that Dr. Stone is definitely going to get the resources when it comes to that.
Yeah,
Apothecary Diaries season 2. One of the best shows. Maybe even top 10.
When people say that they're eating good, this is what I assume they're talking about for real. Apothecary Diaries season 2, I'm so excited. And it's mostly because they have never failed us, last season at least, never failed us at all with great storytelling, great pacing, great context and world in general. Bro, I'm ecstatic.
It ran 2 consecutive course, so no splits between them. Okay. It was 24 episodes. and it ran from October to March, and it was just flawless. It was just wonderful. Same studio, Tahoe Animations. They obviously did season 1 of Apothecary Diaries. They did a free run little mini short, like a little side story thing. They did 12 episodes of that. How ironic that 2 of the best shows that came out at the same time they partook in. But yeah, I mean, this studio is relatively new.
Yeah.
And all they have really is Apothecary Diaries season 2 and season 1. So,
but that's so far that's going to be a solid resume in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't agree more. Obviously, we just talked on Dr.Stone, Science Future. Dr. Stone has probably one of the best comeback stories ever in the history of My Check Waifu. Because to be fair, we hated season 1. And the second half of season 1 particularly, like probably like after episode like 8 or something like that, it was bad. But it definitely redeemed itself and became great.
It's because it picked itself back up in terms of like, it was kind of like watering itself down in a context. Like it did so much with like overdoing things and oversaturating its like goodness with the nonsense. You know what I mean?
Yep. So
yeah.
So it says this is the 4th season. I thought this was the 3rd and final season. I could be mistaken. Because didn't they break up? Okay, yeah, they did 2 parts of the new world, so that's why it's a little confusing. Okay, yeah, so technically a 4th since they broke up season 2 or 3 into 2 parts or whatever the case may be. But yeah, looking forward to it though. Like that show. And then for me personally, I'm going to go with the next one that comes in this list, and that's 100 Girlfriends. I can't wait. I love the comedy of this show. I love the women of the show. And I love the absurd ridiculousness of it all. I absolutely loved it all. He muted his mic. That was all I had to say. You can go on to the next one.
I'm gonna watch it. 100 Girlfriends is not bad. It's just, it was a lot.
It wasn't for you. Yeah, it wasn't for you.
My Happy Marriage, I ain't gonna lie to you, Brolo. I'm surprised that you're necessarily. Are you excited for this one?
Yeah, actually, it's not the excitement I have for 100 Girlfriends.
Right,
It's an excitement because I did like the show, regardless of that one major stick in my side that just like the whole
the
power
magic
thing
not being necessary.
Yeah, the whole power scaling and magic shit just did not belong.
It was like the romance story there was very good though.
Yeah, it was great.
So I am excited for that. Outside of the powers, I do agree. Like the powers didn't add enough to the world. But let me tell you, because I don't know if you're excited for this one, but I am excited for this one. And I actually really enjoyed it when I saw it artistically and visually in general. But Toilet Bound Hanako-kun season 2.
Oh, really?
I really, really enjoyed that season 1. Like, really enjoyed it. And I have been itching for its comeback. So,
interesting.
I'm super excited for this one.
All right.
And I don't mind being alone. Like, I don't know if anyone else out there in the Mic Check Waifu sphere is even going to watch it, but if anyone's watching it with me, let me know.
I think, was it Crystal that liked that one?
Let's go, Crystal.
I think it was Crystal. I could be mistaken, but yeah, not for me. I couldn't, or I shouldn't say I couldn't. I wasn't really interested after the first episode. It's very
shonen-y.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's a very shonen anime, but I think it delivered on and I've always talked about this. I love the spiritual, like Japanese spiritual stuff in anime. I rock with it. I just I love getting the information and then seeing it play out and stuff like that. It's my thing.
I could see that because it's the folklore of Japanese culture is so fascinating, and I think that's the only part. That's the only part of Danda that I enjoy. that I enjoy.
You know what's funny is that before Monique even knew I liked anime, that was one of the things we talked about a lot, was just Japanese folklore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, that was one of the things. It's just something I always liked. So yeah.
You know what I'm looking forward to? And we talked about this when we were reading the viewers or the listeners previews. Unnamed Memory Season 2. Again, Season 1 crashed and burned, man. The potential was so high, but it definitely crashed and burned. But I'm looking forward to seeing if it can pick back up, because where it ended off was a relatively strong, like, cliffhanger-y, right? Like,
yeah, it picked it, like I said with what is it? Dr. Stone. Mm-hmm. It picked itself back up at the end. And I'm hoping that with this advent or invitation of a season 2, that they can continue a better story progression. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Don't give us stuff that doesn't make sense anymore.
Right. And maybe it could pull a sword art and make sense of it within the second season. Unironically, the second season of Sword Art being complete garbage, but garbage until you watch Alicization to some people. Even though I enjoy season 2, I
enjoy season 2 too. But
I always it's a caveat with it, because of the simple fact is, like, a lot of people didn't. You know, it's like one of the most hated seasons of anime ever. But
I know, but I ain't hate it, so I ain't nothing I can say about it. You know what I mean?
And for us, I think that's it for our most anticipated of the known shows. So,
yeah, I don't have nothing else
either. Let's get into some of this new stuff. Pick something and give us a read of it.
All right. You want to jump right into HoneyLemonSoda?
Let's do it.
All right. So this is a couple of y'all sleepers. HoneyLemonSoda. In middle school, Yuka Ishimori was nicknamed Stone. In order to change herself, she enrolled in Hachimitsu High School, known for its culture of student liberty. Seated in at the desk next to her in the same class is Kai Mura, a coolly freewheeling boy with lemon-colored hair. In truth, Uka met Kai once in middle school, and he decided to attend Hachimitsu based on a single word he said to her. To Yuka, the popular Kai is a distant presence, yet somehow Kai starts to look after Yuka. With Kai encouraging her, Yuka gradually begins to fit in with her classmates, but Yuka's world is gradually changing with Kai's presence. Now I am in the center of this endlessly spreading light.
You know, this sounds a lot like
good as fuck. I mean, good.
It's a lot like the show that I did just wrap up recently on Netflix with Crystal, and it's to you from love to you from love, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Great concept. So it's very, very reminiscent of that. I'm looking forward to it. It's a Crystal sleeper.
It sounds so good, bro. It sounds really good.
To you from love, or from love to you. So I can't remember what the fucking name of it was, but that, yeah, it reminds me of that exactly. So I think because it's a Crystal sleeper, Tell, you're gonna watch it, right?
Of course. It's getting. I got it. I do got to click the button.
Yeah. Remember, if you guys are joining us on this list making, remember to set it to watching. Do not set it to planning. You set it to planning, is going to get lost in your list and you're going to forget that you did. Set it to watching. So then as soon as these episodes drop, it shows up into you need to watch this show. Remember, we have a video on our YouTube to show you how to use AniList. AniList is the greatest tool with keeping track of your anime, and setting it to watching will process it to where as soon as it airs, it shows up into your watching list, and it has little notifications to let you know that, hey, this episode is out. Check it out. Boom. So make sure you do that. All right. This was that somebody's sleeper or somebody most anticipated? But I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. High school student Saito Haijo is set to inherit his grandfather's major corporation. First, he must marry Akane Sakamori, sorry. The girl he despises the most and who hates him just as much. The two are determined to keep their unexpected marriage a secret from their classmates. But as they begin their newlywed life, the distance between them starts to close. I am looking forward to this one a lot because I like that concept a lot. Seems like it's going to be fun. I can go one of two ways. It can go to the point where the female character is extremely annoying and the male character is just as much. Yeah. Or it could be two great characters whose personality clash and comes together to make a beautiful mix of comedy. Kind of like Alia sometimes has her feeling in Russian. Like that turned out to be one of the most amazing shows, to be fair.
Very endearing. Actually.
Very, very endearing.
Jumping on to, I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. Which let's be real, bro. Anybody who's in the work field, 100%, bro. Mm-hmm. This boss is going down. Alina thought she had found the perfect job as a guild receptionist. It's stable, safe, has a super cute uniform, but this dream gig turns into an overtime nightmare whenever adventurers get stuck clearing a dungeon. Tired of the long nights, Alina starts taking down the bosses herself. She even earns the name. Hold up. She even earns the name because my scroll messed up. She earns the name Executioner for her impressive skills. Can she keep her identity secret? Okay, so she becomes OP in a dungeon.
Yeah. And
it's done by Cloverworks.
Yeah, I was just about to say, let's go back to two things. One, that's done by Cloverworks. And then two, let's go back to I'm Getting Married to the Girl I Had in My Class. That's done by Studio. No, you good. That's done by Studio Gokumi. And that studio has done The Dreaming Boy is a Realist alongside World's End Harem. And yeah, that's the only really relevant one I see here. So just that studio seems to be, it could be good. It could be good. But yes, Your Receptionist being done by Cloverworks is definitely getting a watch for me because Cloverworks is one of my favorite studios of all time. And for those of you who are unfamiliar, Cloverworks did Windbreaker, Spy Family, Bocchi the Rock, which I know people love. Like their list is Fate Grand Order, the movie. Mm-hmm. Roscoe Does Not Dream of a Bunny Girl. Like so many classics. My Dress Up Darling. Oh, dude. Cloverworks is goated. They're just goated. So looking forward to that one. Is that the only one Cloverworks got? Let me click that on. 2025. My Dress Up Darling season 2, but that's later. I think so.
Hey, let them cook.
Oh, dude, 2025 is going crazy already. All right. So Zenshu, this is a couple of people sleeping, right?
Mm-hmm.
This seems interesting. This is done by Mappa, but it says after graduating from high school, Natsuko Hirose starts her career as an animator. Her talent quickly flourishes, and she makes her debut as a director in no time. Her first anime becomes a massive hit, sparking a social phenomenon and earning her recognition as an up-and-coming genius director. Her next project is set to be a romantic comedy movie themed around first love. However, having never been in love herself, Natsuko struggles to understand the concept of first love. And as a result, she's unable to create a storyboard, causing the movie production to come to a standstill. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. So this is done by Mappa, as I said, and we already know who Mappa is, so I don't even need to go into that.
This is gonna look crazy.
It could be one of two things. It could look bad or real good, though.
But it's gonna look good, bro. Look at the description of it.
Yep,
is very art forward. So even if the animation isn't like it looks a little choppy, I feel like visually it will look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna at least be good on the eyes because like you think about like Bluebox, you feel like a lot of the animation there, the animation choices were not Bluebox. What was it called? Blue
Lock.
What was it? Blue Lock. No,
or
not
Blue Period. Blue Period.
Blue Period. Yes. A lot of the art choices there were very intentional, and it looked beautiful for that.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine that something like this would have a very similar take.
Well said. Well said. All right, Till.
All right, jumping on to the next one. Medaka Kuroiwa. Let's say Kuroiwa is impervious to my charms. Gorgeous from head to toe, the perfect figure. To Kawaii Mona, winning hearts comes as naturally as breathing. But the arrival of Kura, Medaka, a new transfer student who won't even give her a second look, turns her school life upside down. She's lived her whole life being fawned over, so why is he any different? Mona tries everything she can everything she can think of to win Medaka over, even getting a bit extreme at times. This new rom-com starring Queen Bee and a celibate boy is about to burst onto the scene.
Now again, this is one I can go one of two ways, man. It could be real bad or real good. Whose sleeper was this? Was this anybody's sleeper?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a little annoyed by it.
Yeah,
already. And I hate to say, I'm not trying to judge. It was Fear Sleeper.
Okay. So looking at the studio that did it, they did Goodbye Dragon Life, which is, I'm going to finish it eventually, but it's not one of the best ones this season.
I'm like 9 episodes in.
Yeah, I think I am too. Or no, I'm not even that far. They did a salad bowl of eccentrics. I really like that show. That was a good one. But they did do Girlfriend, and a couple of Cuckoos, which are 2 great shows that I absolutely love. So, but they also
visually, this does look better.
Yeah, than both of those. So to be fair, it does look decent. Maybe this is where they took their talents. We are going to watch it. This one might get the 3 episode rule, and then we might have to bounce up out of there, to be fair. All right, Ubel Blatt. This is All for One Matt's sleeper, right? A couple of people's sleeper, if I'm not mistaken. Rumor stirs throughout the land. The wielder of the black sword draws his dark blade. All who stand in his path are torn sunder. Okay, this is a German word, so forgive me for mispronouncing it. But Quinzel, I'm gonna just call it Quinzel because that's how it's pronounced in English. The mysterious young boy who carries the black sword undeniably wields it at an exceptional skill. But can he truly be responsible for the bloody rumors? Pursued by the traitorous lances, 4 powerful warriors who were thought to have been defeated by the 7 heroes. The strength of the young swordsman will be tested to its limit. At battle's end, only the shocking truth of Konzel's quest will stand above the corpses of his enemies. An epic fantasy on the grandest of scales. Now, you know what? I started laughing. And the reason why I started laughing is because this is a lot like, this is a very All for One Matt show. And I say that because he's a big fan of Astoria. So I could see this being super, shonen tropey, and to go back to a few episodes ago in that conversation. But I'm a little bit concerned. And the reason why I say I'm a little bit concerned is because of the studio that's doing it. The studio is doing it don't have a good track record from its previous shows. So quite concerning.
Obviously we're gonna give it a chance,
of course.
And the thing is that some of these shonen tropey ones, they do they surprise us. What was it? It was the dragon one. Not this last season, but it was Ragnar Dragonblade or something like that. Yeah. Yep. I know exactly. That one was a little bit surprising, and it came with a very good. Because I think the beginning was like, oh, that's interesting, but it was still like almost like on the edge. But it just really kind of like solidified itself as like, yeah, I'm watching this. So hopefully this is that, and it'll be one of those that kind of makes itself a staple for this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, who else sleeper was it? It was All for One Matt's, and was it somebody else that had it?
We have Kilo 720.
Yeah, Kilo. Okay, so hopefully you can make it.
All for One Matt says I have a crush at work.
Oh, sorry, All for One Matt. I don't know why I put that on you. All right,
Kilo 720. We gonna watch it with you.
We gonna watch it with you, Kilo. We hoping for the best. Okay, I have a crush at work. That's the one that has Kano Kashi one. That you're about to
Kono Kashi ni Suki no Nai Hito ga imasu. All right, I have a crush at work. Boy, I just probably offended somebody. Stop it. Yui Mitsuya and Masuga Tatiashi aren't just any coworkers. They totally have the hots for each other. Oh, brother. His helpful yet humble attitude makes her giddy, and her cuteness leaves him grinning like a fool. Problem is, they're trying to keep their new relationship under wraps to avoid making things awkward at work. But seeing how they can't keep their hands off each other, they run the risk of spilling their little secret with each passing day at the office. Huh.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. But hear me out. I you know how you keep saying I can see this going one of two ways?
Mm-hmm.
Same concept, right? I can see this going one of two ways. And what I mean by that is that I can see this being annoying by the fact that like they're trying to hide their relationship to the point to where they're like almost arguing at work, but then they leave and it's like all lovey and stuff. I also think that though it can go in a good way with that same concept of them like having disagreements and having to rekindle their like interest in each other. I think story wise, this could actually end up being crazy good if it goes the right way. But who's the studio here?
Studio Blade. Studio Blade had done Hokkaido Gals are super adorable, which is a show we loved. They also did The Maid I Hire recently is Mysterious, which didn't get great reviews, but a show I enjoyed, man. I don't know why. And then The Greatest Demon Lord is Reborn as a Typical Nobody. That was a good one I enjoyed too.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, they didn't look bad. So hopefully they can give us something good. So yeah, that was a good one.
It's probably going to be good.
I hope so. Let's talk about Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. This one I was tempted to not set as watching because I'm not too sure about it, but let's give it a try. Miss Elf is intrigued by Japanese culture. Working adult Katase Kazuhiro hobby is sleeping. Working adult Katase Kazuhiro hobby is sleeping. Ever since he was a child, he's had an exciting adventure in the mysterious other world he dreams about. One day, while exploring the ancient ruins with an elf girl he befriended, he's unfortunately burned by the breath of a magic dragon he encounters. When he wakens from his dream, an elf girl who shouldn't be in his room is sleeping next to him. Okay, no, this is getting watched. Nah, I'm setting that to watching. Only because it reminds me of kind of Magical Index. I kind of like that one.
You liked Magical Index?
I did.
Really? What?
I did.
I gotta check Polo list, bro. I did not know you watched certain Magical Index.
I did like. It's done by Studio Zero G, which done Farming Life in Another World, which I loved. The Ice Guy, his cool female colleague, I loved.
Which he loved, yeah.
Let This Grievance So Retire, which was okay. Yeah, so My Roommate is a Cat. I also love that one as well. Yeah.
It's already set to watching for me.
We're doing it. It's gonna be a lot of fun romances. It looks like. What?
Yeah, and hear me out. I don't mind having a season of romance, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Me either. Well, I don't.
Yeah, of course you don't. But I also like when there's some action mixed in with my romance. So
Mm-hmm.
But moving on, Medalist, which is Dad Likes to Talk podcast. That's his sleeper. Tsukasa, whose dreams were crushed, Inori left to fend for herself. These two share a dream, and their tenacity may be the only thing that sees them through. Their destination, the ice on the world stage. Hear me out. That description is not gonna sell Polo.
No, the fuck it's not.
I'm gonna give it a try. This won't be the first ice skating or skate anime I've watched, because I think I watched one a few years ago, but just didn't talk about it on the podcast. I'm gonna give it a go.
There's two things I don't like here. It's done by the same studio that did Unnamed Memory. But they also got a lot of pretty good stuff, actually. Well, no, they don't. The Detective That Is Already Dead, that one sucked. Yuzuki-chan Wants to Hang Out. I like that show. Date Alive 3, at least. In Another World with My Smartphone is a show I enjoyed. But other than that, that doesn't really pique my interest. Maybe Tell be like, no, this is you will like this. And I'll give it a try and I won't like it. And then we'll go from there.
First of all, what? When does that happen?
It never happens, but it's a sport. So the chances of me liking it is highly, highly, highly unlikely.
I am not going to tell you to watch something that I know you're going to shoot down like that.
All right. Flower Asura. Okay. One of the picturesque islands of Tonakaijima with a population of only 600. Hana's favorite pastime is reading literature to the island's children. Her narration skills are second to none. And Mizuki, the president of the school's broadcasting club, immediately recognizes Hana's ability to engage with others and draw them into her recitations. What's that word? Okay. Invited by Mizuki to join the club, Hana embarks on a journey to discover her true love of reading and maybe even change the course of her life along the way. Was this somebody's sleeper or most anticipated?
It is. I was just looking at it too. It is TMoneyFingers.
Interesting. Now, this is done by the studio that did Jobless Reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's special because this is a brand new studio. Studio Bind is a newer studio that doesn't have much, which means that it's probably going to be pretty.
It's going to be beautiful.
So we shall see.
So you added to your list?
I did. It's being done by High Dive. High Dive is broadcasting it, which always sucks because going to that fucking site is a pain, but we're going to give it a try.
The app is actually dog water too.
Yes, bro. Yes.
I got the site on my computer. Trash. Got the app on my TV. Trash. Got the app on my phone. Trash.
You still sponsor us though, High Dive. Probably not.
I'm working on being an app developer. You might if you need help. All right. All right. Next one, and I'm reading this one because I almost moved to Okinawa. So, Okitsuru fell in love with an Okinawan girl, but I just wish I know what she's saying. Teraki Nakamura transferred to a school in Okinawa and developed a crush on a girl named Kian-san, but I don't understand her dialect. Higa-san is always helping me by translating the dialect. A slightly different cultural love starts on this southern island. The studio, Milipensi, which looks like they don't have. I got a cheat skill in Another World and became.
That one's pretty good.
Unrivaled in the Real World too. I think that is one that we liked. Copcraft, which I think was not great.
Mm-hmm. And then a bunch of like
little
specials and O&As and shit. I don't know about this one. I don't know if I should set this to watching. Are you?
I'm going to watch it and I'll give you a heads up.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do that because
no one is talking about this, and like I said, I only want to watch it because my wife almost got deployed to Japan. We was gonna slide up out there, so that was why. But it's probably not going. If it's not good, you ain't gotta watch it.
For sure. This next one is a Polo and Tail last anime from the looks of it, but let's go.
Is.
Possibly the greatest alchemist of all times, Not even a hero. Takamu Iruma gets accidentally mixed up with a group of heroes chosen to be summoned to another world. As compensation for the mix-up, a goddess offers him the right to choose any skill he wishes for, hoping for a peaceful and quiet life that has nothing to do with fighting or going into battle. He chooses a seemingly boring creation skill. However, it turns out alchemy is the most powerful skill that allows him to create everything from a holy sword to a flying ships. This cheat skill he unexpectedly acquired turns him into a wealthy merchant and makes him undefeatable in battles. A heartwarming adventure story about possibly the most powerful alchemist in another world. Tell me that ain't a Polo Until Last Show.
That's a Polo Until Last Show.
This is done by Studio Comet, which is, Rent a Girlfriend, Reborn to a Master. I didn't even watch that one, so I don't even know nothing about it. But yeah, it's studio's not looking too great here. But we gonna watch it because it's gonna be like that Mad Decent that we like. We'll let y'all know, obviously.
Oh, brother. All right. The next one I'm moving on to, and this is kind of like the next one I'm most interested in out of the ones that we read so far.
Please do.
I'm living with an otaku neat kunoichi.
Yeah, talk to me.
In order to protect an ordinary businessman, Tsukasa Atsumi from Demons, a genius kunoichi, Shizuru Idora, signs a master-servant contract with him on the condition that she stays with him. Despite her cool appearance in defeating demons, Shizuru is an otaku neat who spends all her time playing video games. While Shizuru is spoiled by Tsukasa and leads a lazy cohabitation life, the quirky kunoichi gather together, a romantic comedy about living together with a genius kunoichi who is an otaku and a neat. Yeah.
Studio Quad. They did Protocol Rain.
Yes. I was just looking at that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I saw Protocol Rain and I was like, this is gonna be trash on the animation side. But hear me out. It don't look nothing like that. No,
I'm definitely watching it. You must believe it. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one I'm interested in. Even given the worthless appraiser class, I'm actually the strongest. God damn it. Another one of these. Ayn has been saddled with the job of appraiser, the weakest and least fortunate of all the jobs one can be born with.
We in there.
Only power it grants we in there. As the only power it grants is the ability to appraise things. Treated cruelly by all and reduced to a litter collector by his peers, Ayn has grown to hate himself and lives his days in spineless self-abasement. But when he meets Yuri, the spirit of the world tree, and her protector, Ursula, the sage, Ayn's fate takes a drastic turn. Here's to read more. With the gift of the spirit eye from Yuri and the help of Ursula in learning how to use it, Ayn grows stronger and stronger until he's ready to take Yuri on a long desired journey to meet her world tree's sisters. He goes on to overcome all sorts of challenges, armed with his natural kindness and his newfound courage. It sounds like a story of Get Back, but a story of Get Back with a nice protagonist, which is one of two ways. Goes back to that one of two ways. Real bad or real good.
Or real mid.
The real mid, probably. The studio is Okotoro Noboru. Oh my God, they did viral hit. But they also did Studio Apartment, Good Lighting, Angel included. I did love that show. And My Instant Death Ability is overpowered. I did like that show as well.
Also, apparently people liked Viral Hit. So, we probably missed on that one. At least
people
for us.
Liked Viral Hit.
Apparently.
Yeah, they got a 71%. Kill me. Yeah. Anything else that looks interesting here?
I mean, there's still quite a few. There's still quite a few on here.
Talk to me, Telliano. Ooh, look at that one.
I left my A-rank party to help my former students reach
That's
the
one I
dungeon
was
depth.
looking at. That's my brother for real.
Yuki, a red mage, angrily declares that he's leaving Thunderpike, the A-rank party he's been with for 5 years, because he's fed up with being insulted and ridiculed by other members. While searching for a new party, he runs into his former students, Marina, Silk, and Rain, and decides to join their party. Clover, encouraged by their admiration of him as their teacher, Yuki leads them in completing several quests that show off his own extraordinary magic and skills while bringing out the girls' abilities to their fullest. Then, through an adventure broadcast by an artifact known as Camelot, Clover becomes well known throughout society. The party's dream is to conquer achromatic darkness, the most challenging dungeon of all. But as they take on the other dungeons in hopes of eventually achieving that goal, they gradually become entangled in chaos that threatens the whole world. Come on, brother.
No, that's going to be fire. And it's done by Bandai Namco, which is going to look great.
Yep.
That's for damn sure.
They got a budget.
Yeah, they definitely got a budget. They did with Storia to for reference. So this is something I think most people should try to check out because Bandai Namco don't skimp out on their budgets for anime for sure. Good or bad, it'll always look good. Then I'm gonna go to this next one, if you don't mind. Ooh, yeah, it's too shit. Okay, no, I'm gonna go to this one. Amiku MD Doctor Detective. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Rob J. This is his field. But MD Doctor Detective, Tanaki General Hospital Supervisor, Department of Diagnostic pathologically handles cases of other physicians deemed too difficult to treat. It's also where bizarre mysteries surface. From the unexplained illnesses to strange murders, even the police can't solve. At the center of it all is Tako Amiku, a brilliant doctor determined to reveal the shocking truth behind all these anomalies. Now, let me tell you something about this.
Tell me something.
I read this before. Obviously, I still fucked it up because I was trying to read too fast. But this reminded me of one of my favorite shows that came on after Burn Notice. My mustache is tickling my nose. And that show was called Royal Pains. It was about a doctor who was falsely removed from his hospital. He was a surgeon, falsely removed from his hospital and was tasked with going. He decided to become a concierge doctor in the Hamptons. So he would like show up to people's houses and take care of them. And it will always be like these mysterious like diseases that he would have to figure out a way to cure or fix with little to no resources or little to no equipment, to the best of his abilities. And that was one of my favorite shows. It came on right after Bone Notice. I'll never forget it. But Royal Pains was a great show. Let me know if any listeners watch Royal Pains.
That also kind of reminds me of Good Doctor. I don't know if you've seen it, but Good Doctor is about an autistic doctor who comes across a bunch of things and he's like solves the medical problems in like the most efficient possible way.
Actually, yeah,
it's a fucking phenomenal show. Great ending too. But it's on my list, bro. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's getting on the list.
And it ain't gonna get no love. I can guarantee you that.
It's gonna get overlooked and slept on, but it's probably gonna be crazy good. Who's the studio again?
Oh, great question. Who was that studio? I lost it. Aha, here it is. It was Project 9, actually. Project 9 did bottom tier character.
Mm-hmm.
My Tiny Senpai I liked. Angel Next Door spoiled me rotten. Love After World Domination. Stepmom's Daughter is my ex.
So they got a pretty decent like story guideline there with the studio they with.
Haji Hero, yeah, absolutely. A lot of great shows they've done actually. Yeah, that's so far down in the list. Airs in 9 days. I'm looking forward to that. I just saw this one. You want to read this? I'm a Noble.
Yeah. I got it pulled up already. All right. I'm a noble on the brink of ruin, so I might as well try mastering magic. While innocently enjoying himself at work, one man's life changes forever. He wakes in the body of Liam Hamilton, the youngest son of a noble house on the brink of collapse. Amid the chaos, Liam realizes he finally has some time to learn and practice magic. Once he begins, it takes his life for an even bigger turn. Can Liam master magic and save his noble family? The aristocratic fantasy begins.
Now, this is the biggest one of two ways I've ever seen, because hear me out. The studio, the main studio and the support studio are two studios that the main studio has trash, nothing but trash. They have Banished from the Banished former hero lives as he pleases. Awful show. Couldn't even finish it. So bad. They did 7 Deadly Sins, one of the worst seasons of 7 Deadly Sins. Not great. But they also did Spice and Wolf 2, 2009 version, which was great. It was perfectly fine. Nothing was wrong with that. But that was the last thing they did of any relevance that was good. But the support studio was Studio Dean. Very wishy-washy, but they did do Days with My Stepsister. Yakuza Fiance. While the show isn't great, I do love the art style. Remaster, not great animation, but a great show. So, I mean, talk about the definition of one of two ways. This is probably the biggest one. So this could be real good or real bad, but we're going to give it a try.
It's going to hit the list.
Yeah, definitely going to hit the list. You know what? This list is turning out to be really, really, really big.
It is, bro. It's crazy. And I'm still adding stuff, even though we haven't necessarily talked about it. I'm just adding it because I know, like, based off like scanning some of these descriptions, I'm like, okay, this is getting added to the list.
Yeah. Man, is there anything that can, like, what is this? The big life of a middle-aged online shopper?
Yeah, that's literally what I was looking at. I was just looking at that too. You want me to read that one too?
I can read it. I'm gonna add it. This the daily life of a middle-aged online shopper in another world. Kenichi, a single man in his 40s, transmigrates to another world while he's foraging in the mountains, and he gets out of danger by using a special online shopping skill that he is given when he is transferred. With the buyback function, he can cash his otherworldly belongings and buy goods from modern Japan. This is so interesting already. When he started selling those items in the market, they quickly became popular and sold for a good price. He can continue to grow his store, but Kenichi's goal is to live a slow life. He is happy living self-sufficiently on the outskirts of town, but one after another, trouble arises. A middle-aged man, mail order life is in another world begins now. Now, I think somebody mentioned this, but it does remind me of campfire cooking, which was a very fun show.
Yeah.
Studios East Fish Studio, which they don't have much, but they do have a condition called Love, which I enjoyed. And that's the only one I've ever seen from them. They don't have a lot at all. So best believe I'm watching that because that's a Polo Ash kind of fun middling show.
It's on the list, bro. It's on, and hear me out. I don't mind. It at least gets 3 episodes.
Yes. Oh my God, my list is turning out way bigger than I anticipated. Okay, so maybe with that, we should probably call it on reading new ones. And
go. Super dumb pick right now.
Yeah. Let's go to picking our sleeper pick for this winter 2025. This fucking season is actually crazy.
You want to go first?
Picking the sleeper?
Yeah, I feel like I go first all the time, brother.
Oh my God, you beat my ass here. Okay.
You want me to go first? I can go first. I don't mind going first. I got my sleeper picked already.
Oh, do you? See, I don't at all. What you got? Let me look here.
So you don't have any idea yet?
I don't have any idea.
Dang, I thought you'd have it already.
Mm-mm.
All right. So my sleeper pick is called, y'all ready for this? Magic Maker. How to make magic in another world.
Magic Maker. Okay, so we have to watch it. If you're unfamiliar with the sleepers, we have to watch it unless it's last season. Magic Maker.
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
On the night of his 30th birthday, one man's dreams of wielding magic come true after he unexpectedly passes away. He wakes as Cheyenne, a young child in another world. He and his eldest sister, Mary, are the children of a lower-class noble family who govern their region. After receiving conflicting messages from their father, Cheyenne and Marie set out on an adventure to uncover the magic. It's done by Studio Dean.
Oh, God. The one of 2A studio.
Yeah. But I'm with it. We ain't here.
Bro. I'm having trouble here. I promise you. And it's not because I just don't know which way I want to go. Sorry, y'all. All right. Let's go with damn, dude, this is tough for me. This is really, really tough for me. And like the hardest I've had probably ever.
There's a lot of romance in there.
Yeah, I know. All right, okay. Oh my God, Till, this is so hard.
Make a good pick. Because we reviewing your sleeper this time.
No. We still got no. Thank you for reminding me. We do got to review one, but you know what? Fuck it.
We got to review your sleeper this time.
Is that the way you want to do it?
Yeah, I want to do it that way. That's how I want to do it. You review mine. Let's review yours.
All right.
So it's got to be a 12 episode series.
Well, we don't know how many episodes you see.
Yeah, we don't know. So it'll be fine regardless. We reviewing yours.
All right. Fuck. Now I got more pressure. Let's go for
going 30 for 30.
I'm doing it. I'm getting married to the girl I hate in my class.
Okay.
I'm doing it. Fuck it. We could review that one. It's 12 episodes. This one actually has a 12 episode count. So yeah, I'm doing it. And the reason why I chose this one is because it was another sleeper that I had in the past was The Dream Boy is a Realist. So that's the only reason why. Same studio, forgive me. That's the only reason why I chose it. So I don't know if it's going to be good. No idea. Know nothing about it as you do with your sleepers. This is one we are reviewing, so I have to watch it even if it's bad. So I can't Yakuza Fiance it again. So yeah, that's that. All right, let's get to know. No, let's count out what we got here, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's count out what we got. So this is so much. All right. Give us a second here to count out. I'm not cutting this part out either. I'm not doing much editing into this episode, so forgive me, but
yeah, it's a lot. Just go ahead and hit that.
Oh, I'm gonna add this too. Fuck.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, that's what I've been doing. I'm so like, many. I know, but I'm just gonna go ahead and add it on there. Unless I know for sure I'm not going to watch it. You know what I mean?
18, 19.
All right. So let's see.
Wow. Interesting. I say that, but I only got 28. I
have
28.
I have 38.
38? Oh, sorry. I don't even know how the hell you got that.
Because it's not like it's Pharmagia, and this is literally just like basically a Pokemon clone without
okay.
Pokemon stuff that I know you're not gonna watch. So I'm just throwing on here for kicks and giggles.
No, I'm gonna add this to 29.
That's
let's see here. Let's see if we can find something else to fucking just randomly throw on here.
I mean, that's a lot of episodes in 2 weeks. I think the closest thing I got to come out is in 8 days, bro.
All right, let's get to know my check waifu. It's Tell turn to roll a random number and my turn to read the question, Tell. God damn it. So many shows. What's the number?
The number is 98.
Wow. What's your favorite anime about a journey or a quest? Freerin.
To Journey's End.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh. Can I pick the same answer?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm gonna go with yeah, because when
That's
it
the
comes
best.
like it's literally to Journey's End, and the storyline was impeccable.
It was perfect. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, we'll be right back after these with spoiler talk. And welcome back to episode 282 of Mike Check, Waifu. I love the rhyming palindromes. They always make me so happy. Anyway, we're going to spoil. Yeah, we're going to spoil a Bluebox episode 12 right now. Apparently we caught up to Japan according to Annulus, so that's fun. Yeah, so everything that me and Tel said seemed to have been true. Because she started realizing her feelings a little bit there when she saw Taki and Hina together at the fireworks festival. What do you think of that?
Yeah. I also got the feeling that she's kind of, it's not like a huge, but she's had these feelings for a week or so now. Probably because of like the context they give us. It could be a little bit longer or whatever. But yeah, bro, and I'm kind of salty.
Yeah, because she's like misreading everything, and
yeah, that's what makes me salty, because it's like you ain't got to even misread it.
No,
you don't have, and it's the friend reading into it, telling maybe she's overthinking it.
Oh, you talking about what's his name? Yeah,
the pretty girl,
Hyru's girl,
yeah,
Hyru's girlfriend. Yeah,
she's like, she's definitely overthinking it, and it's like, dang, bro, she is overthinking it. That's why she's setting these boundaries, because she's overthinking it. She don't want, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like in that same context of what we were talking about, where she's setting these boundaries because she doesn't want the misunderstanding. She doesn't want to have interruptions, that kind of stuff.
Distractions.
But it was that ending, bro. That ending, I was like, because the whole episode was good. The whole episode was good.
100%. The fact that she was distracted while she was playing and missing her shots, that was already a key to what we was talking about last week, being very accurate as to what was going on there. And then on top of that, you got the fact that she's saying all this while he's sleeping. It's just to the point where it's like, why do you feel like he's lied, or why is that even important to you if you don't have some type of residual feeling for him that's more than just drawing that line into saying that she decided to do a few episodes ago? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a weird juxtaposition that she's within herself that she just can't seem to figure out.
And I'm thinking the issue with the being lied to concept, right, is that if he had been, she's probably feeling like if he was upfront, then this would have been different. But it's also like, if he was upfront,
you know what I mean?
Right. So like, what would have been different?
Exactly.
But I think that's what it is, though, is that if one of them had been upfront, she would feel different. Is like what she was saying about their relationship. His answer matters in terms of how she will carry on their relationship within them being like having to live together, so to speak. Because that's also, she does say she thinks about him in that regard.
She did say that.
She did say that, but I feel like she's also at that point to where she understands where if he's not attracted to her, she would just let it go. She's still there. She's still there. And that's what gives me this like kind of like perspective that while she is interested in him, because she is kind of older and has this different like mindset in terms of like she's thinking about other goals that he isn't quite at yet. She is kind of just like, no, I do want this, but it's also like I know that there's more out there possibly. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure because she ain't established that. She ain't said none of that. You know what I mean?
She even recognizes the fact that Hina likes him. Mm-hmm. There's just so much going on that's just. What's funny is that the miscommunication now, or the misunderstanding, is coming from the female side, which is usually, unironically, the male's problem.
Right.
In these romance animes, which is a trope that they're not following.
But this is also like I said, the understanding though is kind of what makes this a little interesting, because it's how they misunderstand, but how they also put themselves in these positions when it comes to understanding. Like I said, she is misunderstanding, but she's also like, I'm willing to take a step back. This person likes him, but does he like her too? And where's my position in that? Whereas he's like, she likes this person. What do? He freaks out, and she's not freaking out at all. She's staying cool, calm and collected as far as the exterior goes.
He is too, to be fair.
In some cases, but we see him freak out, like metaphorically duck and dodge and stuff like that. We haven't quite seen that part with her yet, but they also don't quite put the camera on her like she's the main character for us to see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm thinking Taki is like, he's starting to come to the realization like he just gotta let it be. And I think him spending that small time he did with Janatsu at the fireworks festival kind of like set it in perspective where he's grounded himself more now, right? Like he didn't he didn't freak out as much as he would have in episodes past being with her. He still recognized how adorable she is. He's like, I wonder what she would feel if I called her cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's different scenarios, like he's laughing and joking. We're like this friendly friendship type of deal that just, he seems to be more comfortable with, you know, whatever she laid out. So it's unironically, I think, a benefit to him that she decided to draw that line. And then unironically, it's a problem for her to draw that line for her. So yeah, and she kind of fucked herself up and kind of helped him and elevated his character a little bit more by doing this.
Right. And you just kind of dropped the bar, because where he said that, what would she do if I called her cute? He specifically said she would probably do like a small pause before giving an obligatory thank you, right? So he's already in the mindset that like, this girl don't like me.
Yes.
She don't like me. So regardless of what happens, right now it's in her field to make a move and make it known that she actually likes him.
And misunderstandings.
Right. So, I mean, I think we're in for some good stuff in 10 days when it finally come back.
Yeah. In 10 days. I mean, but by that time we got plenty of
new stuff coming on the plate.
And the stuff that's finishing from fall. So we should be pretty good as far as eating wise goes when it comes to this anime. Yeah.
What's your gut check?
Gut check. Yeah, I was just about to go there. I think so. We kind of slight spoilers, I guess, from what Rob Stonious said was that somebody's being introduced. It's kind of going to shake up the meta. It seems. I don't know who that could be. I obviously have no fucking clue or who we would even intertwine within this, but with that on my mind, I don't even know how to think about where to go next with this. I still stand by the fact that she's going to suffer. Her play is going to suffer. Her practice is going to suffer because she can't get Taki off the brain. And then it's going to take Taki to either set her straight, clear it up, clear her head by not even referencing the relationship, right? Not even referencing the situationship they got going on. It's just getting her back focused on what her initial goal is, no matter what the situation may be. I think that's where we go next, regardless of whoever gets introduced. I think that part is what is going to push this story forward.
Yeah, I think sadly with the context that we were given, I feel like it would be uncomfortable, so to speak, if they add another character to this mix. If done inappropriately, right? Like I feel like it has to be executed well, which they have executed a lot well.
I don't think they will disappoint.
But I'm thinking about it just right now without context of what they could be giving us. It feels uncomfortable already. But I know that I know that they've done so well going forward that it's kind of like whatever. I foresee a similar future where he has to set her straight. But
do you think it's in a romantical way? Or
I think it's going to take some more pushing, because I feel like what she said in the end isn't going to be immediately cleared up. I think that there's going to be a moment of discomfort between them until that situation gets regulated, so to speak. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like until it gets actually cleared up, and it could be even funkier because Chono and Shinasu could see him with someone else and be like,
"Oh, Hina, you mean?"
Yeah, Hina. I was saying Chono because that's what China called her.
Yeah.
But I could see them having to kind of like almost
hash it out.
Cohabitate, hash it out, or not hash it out, but work together to understand what is, so to speak, going on, because Hina likes him, right?
I absolutely loved her reaction in this episode. She was she was top tier.
She likes him, but I don't think that she's gonna let China lose, if that makes sense. Chinatsu. I feel like if there's another girl introduced, she would not let Chinatsu lose, because Hina wants Taki to be happy.
Right.
So she'd be like, nah, Chinatsu, you can't lose because he likes you and he just don't know you like him yet. So I feel like that's gonna end up being one of the unlikely bonds we get.
Yeah. But what if the girl they introduce is somebody who's direct?
Right.
Taki, I love you. And
that's what we need, though. That's exactly what we need.
I think so, too.
An old friend.
I think we too. A childhood friend of some sort.
But Hina is that. But she's just not up front.
No, she's like a middle school friend.
Yeah, I'm saying, but she's not up front, though.
Yeah. So that up front could come through and shake shit up. So that could probably be it. That's probably the reference that Rob Stonious was referring to. God damn it.
But it will also remove the stigma of what she's thinking. Like, she thinks that he's dating Hina. So if that person comes through and mix that up, she'd be like, oh, wait, he's not dating her? Then who is this girl? Mm-hmm. And she's like, I like you. Hold up. That, you know what I mean? That could throw that wrench in there.
Yes.
So
well said.
They I don't know what they gonna do, but they not gonna disappoint. I'm sure they won't.
No, they never do. All right, moving on. Reincarnated Aristocrat wrapped up with a brilliant episode that I cried in again. I did.
Oh, brother.
I did. I was happy. It was well said. It was just everything. The pen to pad is just the greatest. And the fact that he uses appraisal odyssey, that she tends to hide her feelings and made Muriel clear up that with Thomas, her brother, was spectacular. It was so well done. And they stepped up the animation this episode too. For sure. It was wonderful.
It was specifically for this episode, you could tell, but they did everything right in this episode. Mm-hmm. The pacing, it was exquisite in my opinion, because it led off from what happened previously, but closed in a fast manner, but moved and transitioned to, like, everything just happened in the right correlation, so to speak.
Yeah.
How did you feel about Thomas and Muriel's final, like, confrontation?
Reconciliation.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was brilliant. I love the okay, here's two things. I think the way they kind of sidelined Muriel was a little rough. Mm-hmm. I didn't quite like that as much, because the simple fact is she's too smart to have fallen for the fact that Thomas would have done something different. You know what I mean? Thomas would have thought like her, of course. So she didn't give him enough credit, and I think that felt weird to have Roswell.
They also haven't worked together for a long time. You know what I mean? Regardless,
I think they showed Muriel's capabilities to be leagues above that. So for her to kind of fall for that was it felt off. It felt slightly off. But
yeah. I agree with you. I was just throwing it in there.
Yeah. I understand why they did that, so they can have that reconciliation moment between the two of them, which was great. I just would, it could have been done a little bit better. But outside of that conversation between them, and then maybe I wanted to be acknowledged part that got me. I was like, that was good. That was real good. And then him talking to Lord Quran, yeah. And was telling him, like, I'm loyal to my guy, and the guy was like, I gotta ride with it. Yep. He's like, God damn it, too bad. Because I understand exactly how you feel about not having somebody switch sides. I love the fact that when ours returned home, and when he returned home and they gave their belongings to those parents, that made me cry. That brought full tears, because I was sad. I was fucking sad, man. I'm like, look at how well ours is ingratiated within his community. I know I kind of skipped a part where him getting the land of Lemir's land, but I just wanted to touch on that, because I thought that was such an emotional impact, and it kind of captivates on what ours as a character is. Like, his care, his love for his people that he has is so important to who he is, and that's what makes him so great that he doesn't even realize yet. And it's so natural. I love it, man. I love this show so much.
But you're not wrong. And the first thing he did was, not only did he go over there, greet them, they said, thank you for the letter, it made us feel better and all those kind of things. He immediately gave them the flowers that he got. You know what I mean? Yeah. Ours got his flowers and said, nope, boom, I'm giving you these flowers. And the thing is that what they did in the scenes prior to that when he wrote that letter was because they made that a very emotional scene. Yeah. He wrote about every individual person.
Yep.
That passed away in this battle. So it makes you even realize that even though he talked to that family, that probably wasn't like a one-off situation. Mm-hmm. He probably contextually talked to everyone. At least that's what it would feel as if, because he knows the people who lost their lives very there closely, yeah. Because he took that time and he knows what they're going to expect. And it just goes into the context of how good of a character Ars is.
I agree. Well said, man. The ending is when he finally sees his wife. That was the cutest wild thing. That was so adorable. Her like trying to I gotta be dignified. There's a bunch of families here I need to be, and she just loses it.
She ain't gotta hold that in.
Nah, man, let that go. And I love that. I love showing that because I think she's starting to understand. Like I can't do this all the time, especially when it comes to him and how I feel for him. And it's genuine and it's so cute and adorable. And oh man, I love it. I love their relationship.
Right. And he's been out to war, right?
Yes.
Like people talked about how he grew during this time. Like you also got to remember they're on horses.
They're months.
This is a long time. You know what I mean? This is a campaign and he's still a child technically. So he could have had a growth spurt during this time. He looks older. Yep. And not to mention, while not only being physically older, he will be psychologically older, having been on the battlefield fighting face to face. The action he took, even when he was fighting Thomas, he went to attack himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was cool. That was so fucking cool.
Right. I rewinded. I was like, no, I know he did not. And it's just the fact that this person, while he is still a child, he is aged in years mentally having this experience.
Yeah, I think it's going to be massive for what is to come with season 3, which has already been announced to be in production. So
crazy.
I'm so happy for that, which I got a feeling is going to be the last season, which I'm sad about because I just love this show and love these characters so much. But I don't know, man, with as good as both season 1 and season 2 has been, this could increase its
salary cap.
Not only that, but personal placement in my list, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's entirely possible.
It's one of those shows that is easily underrated.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like, and even though it's getting a 71, I do think it deserves a higher score. I know that the animation isn't amazing. I know that like it's not on everyone's radar, but it's one of those shows that is so endearing in so many different ways that it's hard to believe that it's not more heavily adopted into people's like regular watching schedule.
Or is it? Because it's already got a season 3 in production, so
that's true. It's just maybe why is it just not talked about as much?
Well, are we in the places where it would be?
You right. We ain't there. We ain't there. I'll be on TikTok and I don't never see it on TikTok being talked about.
Valid point. And yeah, I think we are the place in which it will be talked about. So continue to come in here to talk about it because I'm at Polo Born Fly on all social media.
I'm at King Italiano on all social media.
Follow our social medias at Mic Check Waifu on Bluesky and at Mic Check Waifu on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And as always, Mic Check.
Hey.
You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu. Is that you? Is that you?